Hello everyone, and welcome to another Wartales video. I'm your host, Colors Fade. Today we're going to be talking about a combat option that I like to call Anonymous Turn Mode. This was brought to my attention by user Gregor, who was asking if I would do a Let's Play series using this particular game mode. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this. If you go to the options down here at the bottom in advanced, it says display enemy turn order in battle. And by default, this is enabled. This allows you to see what order the enemies are going to attack in. When you disable this button, the enemy slots become anonymous. You can still see where they're going to occur in the turn order, but you can't see specifically which enemy is going to attack next. So I'm going to show you what a battle looks like with one of my other save files here, so we can get into this. Because this changes the game considerably in terms of tactics. But there is an issue with this mode that I'm really hoping the developer will address. When I use the word issue, you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. This is an issue that actually exists in the default game mode too, but it becomes a much bigger issue in this mode. So let me position my characters and then we'll talk about the issue. Alright, so in this particular battle, we're fighting 10 enemies, and 5 of them are over here on this side of this grape field, winery field, and here the other 5 are over here. There's 2 archers over here, which normally I would try to target those first if I saw them down here, as they usually go first, so you would see them in order. But you can see down here, you can see the ordering down here. It shows you that an enemy is going to go. In fact, it shows you you're going to go and an enemy is going to go, but it doesn't show you which one. So obviously, that changes the complexion of battle in a very huge way. But as I said, there's an issue. We're going to get to that. So I have positioned everybody over on this side of the field because over here there's a bunch of mud and I don't want to deal with that. It's going to take these archers a turn to move before they can fire. So we're going to try to wipe these guys out as fast as we can. But since we can't tell who's going to go when, we do have to take into consideration that that these raiders may move up here and attack a character here. So we want to have somebody who's kind of solid over here with armor. In fact, I'm going to switch them. So if Jenna gets engaged, we want her to be able to survive these guys, and we want to be able to get rid of her, which is why Farmer's over here with smoke screen, so he can get her to disengage if he needs to move everybody over in this direction. And then the rest of the characters are around in this way. And there's some mud there, and I don't want him in there, so that's why we're doing this. Harim is over here. I'd prefer... I'm actually going to switch this. I want Gideon over here. He's one of my swordsmen, so he's a tank in case he has to take this person. And then I have my archer and one of my main tanks here. So this is how we're going to do this, and I'll show you how it's all going to work. There's a raider here, bomber, the main guy. So the first person we would normally want to take out here is this bomber. We want to get rid of them. And by positioning the tank over here, we're going to attract the attention of these guys. So this will be our first move. So it's a good hit. Gets that person. He gets some valor. And now we can spend this and potentially kill this guy. Or come very close to it. Now we're going to end his turn. And now... we're going to see that typically the archers do go first. And he's going to shoot. Set some fire. But now, here's what I'm talking about when it comes to the problem. This problem exists in the other mode as well, but it becomes more apparent here. We can't tell who has already gone in battle for the enemy. If you don't keep track of the fact that it was this archer that moves, there's no way to know that this was the person that moved. And on a field when there's 10 enemies, it gets a little hard to figure out, okay, who already moved and who's available to move. It's fine to have a mode like this, I think. I think this is a great addition to the game, in fact. There's a lot of options in the game to customize the playstyle to the way you want to play it. So I think the mode is great. I think this is fantastic. But we need to be able to easily tell who has already gone in battle. That way, when you're sitting here staring at, okay, the next 4 enemy turns, you can at least make some strategic decision on who to attack. Because if the phone rings and you got to pause the game and get up and go deal with something, and you come back here and you're like, okay, which archer has already gone? Which character has already gone? This is only going to get exacerbated as the combat wears on. So now it's our turn. What do we want to do here? Well, we got an archer that's there that moved up, and this archer is going to move up and shoot too, but we can also make sure later on use this flame to our advantage, because it will catch on fire to anybody who moves next. I mean, that we move next to. So who do we want to deal with right here? I think one of the smart things might be getting Gideon up here and moving him in. And he can't quite get to the boss because of the way... Oh, wait a minute. I'm still on this character here. Jenna. Okay. So Jenna's going to end her turn. Well, is she? Oh, no. Did we choose her? No, we don't have to choose her. I was like, I don't want to do her turn yet. This character. So he can't quite get up on the boss, which is too bad, but that's okay. We're going to go engage this character because we're worried about this person moving. And I don't want him to run up here and take on my weaker characters. So this reduces his guard to 0. Destabilize him. End Gideon's turn, and of course the second archer. The archers typically go first. They have a higher, I guess, initiative. And so we've locked up this archer down here, and then there's those 2 archers. That's totally fine. What are our concerns? I'm not too worried about either one of these guys running up on her and engaging her, plus her flames are going to catch them on fire, so that's okay. What I really want to do now is take advantage of these characters to come up here and engage these people. So he's got a big sweeping attack, and I would really like him to put that attack on multiple people if possible. But I'm running out of... Oh, well, here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. Arwen's going to come in here, and she's going to push this guy in that direction. And at least make him have to work to get to her if he wants to. This guy's going to run right up here and in the flames. He's not quite close enough. So again, positioning is on our side. And now I'm going to take Manus here and try to bring him down. And he's not quite going to get to this guy. So I can put him on the boss, but he's not my best tank in this particular situation. So I'd really like him to get down here, and I'd like to start trying to slice and dice these guys the next turn. I'm just going to hit that person. Going to get a little punch from their ranger. No big deal. Now, this person has a big sweeping attack, but we don't have any points to use Cutting Maelstrom yet, and we would very much like to. Very much like to use that. So maybe the thing to do here is get some rogues that have... Every time the unit kills an enemy, you gain 1. Okay. So she's a killer. I haven't played these guys in a little while. And Dratus is also... Every time the unit ends a turn next to an enemy is not engaged, you gauge 1. Okay. Yeah, I don't... This is when I was first learning how to play the game. So I don't quite have my build set up the way I want them. So this character is going to come over here. Out of this mud. And so hopefully then Arwen can kill it. So he's going to get a point for being next to it. And Arwen's going to run over here. Kill this person and earn a point. And she can do this. You gain 1 per ally in the area, which is why I like to have this skill on my rangers. She'll earn another 1. Gideon and Arwen's relationship has improved. How nice. This is gonna work out wonderfully for us. So now we can take Slicer Dicer here, Vicor, and move him. And he's, because of the mud, he can't quite get there. All right, so all we're gonna do is have him swing at this guy. And next turn, hopefully he can get real tough with that, and he can take some of these guys out. So here's Mud Boy. It's a real question of what I want to do with him. Instead, I think what I'm going to do is I don't have this spearman set up the way I would like to have him set up. And his defense is only 28. What do I want him to do here? That's interesting. He can apply fury to all allies in this area. Okay, he's going to do that. He's going to do that to these guys. And because I have him with ends their turn next to an ally, he's going to engage. He's going to gain a point. So here come these guys. Yep. Not quite there yet. And that's totally fine. We can actually back away from here. Which considering this character's range is what I'm going to want to do. So let's do that. And then we're just going to set up for protection. Because I would assume the boss is going to turn on us. So that's nice. That works out well for us. And then we're down to our last ranger. Who's going to try to do something with someone. Let's have him just move down here. Then there's mud down here. I didn't see this mud at the beginning. So we're going to end that. So what this mode really changes is when not being able to see which enemies are going to go next. It changes the prioritization, obviously. That's the most important thing that it does. Is changes how you prioritize who you're going to attack. And these guys who are doing prepared attacks suddenly become the highest of priorities, right? It becomes very, very important to try to kill them as fast as possible because you don't know when they're going to go next on the turn. So we got away from that guy, but now we have two of them. Do I want Jadruk? I probably don't mind Jadruk taking a hit from this guy because of the amount of armor he has. But this guy over here is going to be a problem. So can we kill him fast enough? Or, you know, because we can't get everybody out of the way. So what can we do? Well, we do have Arwen. And she can move a guy off his mark with her bow. That's why. So this character that before had previously has these abilities, which I don't necessarily care about so much. The knockback, I was like, it's all right. Every now and then I'm using it to push a couple of wolves closer together so my two-handed guy can slash them. Now, in this mode of play, this becomes a really important skill. The knockback becomes huge. So now he's not doing his thing anymore, and she's going to spend a point and do the same thing here. Although he didn't knock back because this guy's in the way, I should have moved. That's my bad. At any rate, I'm going to move her back a little bit and end the turn. So since this guy moves and he's going to be burning, that means that prepared guy down here didn't move. So if he can kill him, he can move out of the way. Which he can kill him. Which is great. So now he can move out of the way. Take a bite out of crime. Oh, he gets a crit, which is really nice. And here come the archers. So this is kind of fantastic. I'm liking this mode a little bit because of the changes it brought to it. Now I got to figure out, can I kill this guy? Faramir. He's got an AoE attack here. So I don't really want to do that. I would more like to do, and he can't get around because we were blocked by this row of wine here, so. And his attack isn't going to be able to hit both of these guys. So what we could do is maybe, yeah, that's good. And then we can start moving him over in this direction. Through the mud, of course. Sadly. Get him over here because all these guys are going to filter on through here. Yep, here they come. I can see some really neat strategic stuff happening with some DLC in this game. Like, one of the things that I would love to be able to do now that these two guys are stacked up with each other is I'd like one character to be able to grant their movement, their turn to another player so they could go twice in the same turn. That would be Can you imagine how cool that would be? How much fun that would be? All right, this guy's engaged. All my people are clustered over here, and they're all going to do much, much more damage because they have bonuses. So they have fury. So what do we want to do here? Who do we want to do? This guy has some pretty good stabbings. Can he get there? He can if he uses a point, but then he'd use that up. I think what I'd rather do first is have Harim come over here and stand next to his ally. And he's going to poke the heck out of this guy. His fury doesn't get very far, but he could spend a point on fury, but I'm not going to. I'd rather him earn a point. So now this person, can he get over there? He can. Good. Actually, I need to take his armor down before I do this. So this was a bad decision, but that's okay. Poison knife throw. We'll just leave him like this. Here come the archers. He's going to set somebody on fire. So in this case, Gideon, this is what I should have done right here. Guard reduced to 0. I should have done that first. But we're going to surround this guy. And kick his guard down to nothing. Oh, that's pretty crushing. I like that. I don't need deflection right now, so no reason wasting point. He's going to run up here. This is going to be great. Next turn, we'll be able to get our big guys over. So what I'd like to do is get Farmer over here to maybe potentially, let's see, can he hit him and then step away? Tactical order. What is twice as much valor? Yeah, so we're going to move him away like that. He's going to get a point because he's next to this guy. So this dude has one of my two characters who has the big kind of AoE thing. So if we go right there, I think we can hit all 3 guys. Yep. He swings once for each person he hits. So that's nice. And then let's smack this guy. Okay. Very nice for him. So there's that ally strike, which I really like. It's a lot of fun. And then this character, tactical order. All these units could generate twice as much valor, so I'm going to do that before I strike him. Okay. I'm going to do protection since he's locked up on me, in case he decides to go first next turn. Because again, that's the thing, you just don't know what the order is, so it's really hard to know for sure. Can you... He's on fire? So I think I'd rather have him go up here. If he engages that guy, he can't shoot his bow again, so... There's a temptation to come down here and backstab these guys down here as well. And catch them on fire. So he's going to target. So who's the biggest threat on the board right now? It's this guy because he could hit 2 of us. But it's kind of hard to do that when you're dead. He's going to try to conk once again. We get a riposte, so that's nice. Everybody's burning. Alright, my man here. I would like to earn an extra point. She earns a point from... What is this? Oh yeah, when a unit ends their turn. Oh, this is Gideon. I'm looking for the other person. Okay. Not engaged. Yeah, I need somebody over here to I need somebody to earn a point. That's what I need. Who can do it? Harim, if he's standing next to a friend. Okay, so let him do that. And now what I want him to do is kind of move out of the way. And he earns a point. Great. So now I have 2 points. Okay. Yeah, Viker's in the wrong spot here. I'm going to do this. Again, this is what I really want to do. Oh, I need to become disengaged so I can hit all 3 of these people. So let's move this person over here. There we go. Nice. And then he's just gonna poisons in the sky. We don't care about him being engaged right here. He's surrounded. Here comes Mr. Flamey. So the flames, which are something that became a huge annoyance early in the game, become something that I care less about now because it's more important to make sure that these guys who are setting up tactically don't mow down 3 of our people all in one shot. So this guy now is free to do this again, except we need to move him out of the way so we don't hit our friend. So we'll do this. It's going to get a strike 2 more times. Probably going to kill this guy here. It's a very, very nice skill that he has. And I think I'd like him to go up here and clobber this guy so he can't shoot next turn. He engages and he earns a point. Burning, all that kinds of fun stuff. So this character can't quite get around. Gideon, can you get around? No. You've gone. Can you get around? You can. Okay, let's do this. I just want to kill this character. Very nice move. Nope, we're not going to let him flee. We're going to fight till the end. We want to see how this whole entire scenario turns out. So he ends his turn. Arwen's going to rush up here through the mud. So you can see how this mode changes the combat quite a bit. It changes the priority of who you attack, why you attack them in that order, and how you attack them. It's amazing how such a simple button click can so significantly change the game. I gotta give kudos to the Shiro developers for doing this, because this is pretty phenomenal to have the foresight to put this mode in the game. It's awesome. All right, he can't quite get over there either, so just gonna have these guys end their turn. New round is starting. Finish them off. And so with that, it should be pretty obvious how the mode changes it. So my concern is that it's difficult to tell which enemies have already gone. I would really like it if the developers would do some kind of like fading of the character, for instance, so that we can know these characters have already taken their turn in battle. I would like them to do that for us and for the enemy. That way, it just would speed up the process of going through a battle, because with our eyes, we would be able to easily see, oh, these characters have already gone. Here's who's available, and here's who I need to attack if I want to attack somebody that hasn't gone yet. But other than that, I think this mode is really cool, and I could see playing the whole game this way, and maybe I would even change my current Let's Play over to the system. It's very, very neat. So, Gregor, thanks for pointing that out, because I didn't even know it existed. I think it's a really, really neat mode, and it's pretty cool that it's just as simple as going into the menu hitting the settings, hitting the options, and selecting that button click. It's a great mode. So there you have it, folks. Wartales. And if you want to make it so that the enemies are anonymous in the order in the timeline down at the bottom of the screen, there's your button click. It changes the strategy considerably. It almost makes it a completely different game tactically. Enjoy. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave your questions and comments down below as always. And if you want to support me, my Patreon is listed in the description below. I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.